Welcome to my channel. My name is Ashley and I love makeup. I focus on indie and affordable brands. So if that's what you're into, go ahead and hit the subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up, and let's go ahead and get started on today's video. Alright y'all, so I totally had a different plan of filming set up for this past weekend and couple days. So I'm taking a couple days off work. But the post office is holding my Juvia's Place package with their new Afro Galactic palette, which looks phenomenal and I really wanted to film with. They're just holding it and not giving it to me. So what I mean by that is where I live, like so basically the way it works is stuff gets sent to the regional post office and then it gets shipped to my local post office and then it's delivered to my house. Simple enough, right? Wrong. So basically what's been happening is my package was supposed to have been delivered on Saturday. It's now Monday, which doesn't seem like a big deal. However, it's still not even in my local area. Like, it's not in the city where I live. Friday is like, yeah, it'll be delivered Saturday, which made sense because it was at the regional post office. That's usually how it works. And then Saturday, it's overnight. It's delivered to my local post office, delivered to my house. Well, I've gotten 4 or 5 different notifications that are like, arrived at the regional post office, departed regional post office, arrived at the regional post office, departed the regional post office. So I'm like, are they gonna give me my palette, or do they just keep like checking it in, checking it out, checking it in, checking it out, instead of putting it on the vehicle it needs to go where it needs to go? You know, like, I can understand maybe that happening once, but it's happened several times since Friday, and I'm like, okay, can you just give me my palette? Like, what are we doing? But yeah, so, and I know sometimes things happen and the post office is the worst. I work in an office. I get it. But yeah, so I'm not sure if it's ever going to actually make it to me because it's still saying it's going to be delivered today. And the way it works is if it is not on my local post office truck by 5 a.m., it's not delivered, and it's not even in my city yet. So like, obviously it's not going to be delivered today. So, which means we're going to be put off until tomorrow, maybe later. So I'm not sure, but you guys, I did order the palette. I really wanted to film with it, but we're not sure when that's gonna happen. But anyway, so today we're gonna film with the ColourPop 1111 palette. And 1111 is just a really weird number for me. I see it all the time. I actually should probably look up what it means, but here's the inside of that palette. Just really, really, really beautiful. I know it's not crazy or colorful like I normally do, but I do love more neutral-y, not as colorful tones too. So there's a place for everything. And let me just look up the meaning behind seeing 1111. I think it's what they call angel numbers. My phone is like so whacking out. Okay. It says our guardian angel is particularly close and wants us to focus on positive thoughts. The 1111 angel number. So, okay, and then this also says like make a wish. Some people believe it's a magic number, a lucky time of the day, good for making a wish, reaching a cosmic enlightenment. It's a symbol to the seer of a spiritual awakening or session, suggesting that you are being called to level up and start to connect with your higher power. Okay, that's really weird because for the last several months, I've just been feeling like I have more of a meaning in my life. Like there's more that I'm supposed to do than just be miserable every day. And I know that that sounds weird, but I feel like in a way, like I'm meant to help people. Y'all, I'm just out of the filming loop, you guys. I'm so sorry. I'm a hot mess. But yeah, I feel like I'm meant to do more with my life. I just don't really know what that is or how to do it. But I've always felt like I was meant to help people. So I don't really know where that fits in with my life because I thought my current job was a way of helping people, but it's turned into more of just like just dealing with lots of rude, mean people, and that's not what I want. Like, I want to help people that are appreciative of what I do. You know, not calling me, getting angry. I just feel like that's not for me. You know, not that anyone ever really wants that, but I really just feel like there's more to my life. Hold on, I'm so sorry. I got like a hair or something from my brush and it's like tickling my nose. Oh, so bad. It just like started. That's so weird. But anyway, so let me just stop babbling. I wanted to try something. I've been wanting to get into tarot for such a long time. I just don't have the time, funny enough, to sit down and figure it out, because there's like so many cards and all the meetings and everything. But I have this Oracle deck. It's the Work Your Light Oracle cards by Rebecca Campbell, artwork by Danielle Noel. These are just really, really pretty. I bought these probably like a year or more ago, and I just want to, like, you guys, if you want to participate, pick like a number 1, 2, or 3, and I'm just gonna like pick 3 random cards, read them, and just see if it resonates with you, and maybe we can, you know, get somewhere. So I've already like kind of shuffled these as much as I can. I'm not a card player, so I'm not the best shuffler, but I'm just gonna go through and I don't want to look at them, but like if you guys can see here, basically they look like. So I'm just going to pick out, okay, card number 1 is, do you guys see it? I'm not sure how well this is going to focus. It says, Keepers of the Earth, you are not alone, ancient ancestors stand beside you. Okay, so that's really cool. So if you pick number 1, that's your little message for the day. Number 2 is, these are so pretty. And you guys, again, I'm so sorry. I hope you can see this. This is Soul Family. Call in your tribe. You don't have to do it alone. Okay, that's a really, really, really cool message that I think we could all use these days. Okay, so now card number 3, the final card. So if you pick number 3, this would be your little message. Tis. And I'm always partial to the number 3, so this pillar of light, your vibration is rising, you are the oracle. Okay, that's really, really cool. So you guys, that's just something I wanted to do, especially with the 1111 palette. I just felt like it kind of aligned with it. If I get to where I can kind of get better with tarot and reading it, maybe we could do this. Or if you guys like this, maybe we could, you know, do this again in a video. And I promise I won't talk as much at the beginning. I just had a lot to go through, because I know I'd mentioned to a couple people that I was going to be filming with that Juvia's Place palette, but I don't know when it's going to arrive. So here we are. So yeah, and I'm probably not going to film again after this video until next weekend. So thank you for listening to my ramble, you guys. So again, this is the ColourPop 1111 palette. It is very, very beautiful. I just love the packaging. I know, as much as I love color, I am also a sucker for like more brown, bronzy tones, silvers, just taupey shades. It's all about the presentation, and for some reason when I look at this palette, I'm like, that is beautiful. So we'll go ahead, we'll get started. I don't know, because the shades are all kind of the same depth, so I feel like even if we did like different looks on each eye, I don't know how different they're gonna be. But I mean, we can still try it out, but I'm not sure how different they're gonna be. So let's just keep that in mind. They're probably not gonna be too different of the looks, but let's go ahead. God, don't know where that came from. And let's get started. Let's start with the shade Lucky Babe right here. Yeah, this palette is beautiful to me, and it's so funny because I love the colorful looks, but also there's just something about this palette that just got me super duper duper excited. Okay. I hope you guys can see that. It's not a really dark shade. It's just a perfect little transition shade. Alright. So I think we're just going to do like Do I want to do halo eyes? I don't know. I feel like I've been doing halo eyes a lot though. I don't know. I gotta figure it out. Gotta figure it out. So let's go in with the shade. Let's do the shade Empowered, which is the shade right here. And we're just gonna do that on the outer portion of the eye and just really deepen it up. So how have you guys been doing? How was your weekend? Are you getting ready for the holidays? Have you started decorating? Do you not decorate until after Thanksgiving? I love lights, like looking at all the buildings just decorated with like the bright lights. That's something that I love about the holidays. I don't know. Holidays are just kind of like another day for me. Especially since my dad passed, it's just kind of like, it's hard. So, and especially like when you work so much, you don't really get to slow down and stop and enjoy it. Gonna go in with the glitter glue. So to me, it's not really like that big of a deal, but I do enjoy going to look at lights and photographing them when I can. It sucks with my husband and I having opposite schedules because we don't really get to do those things anymore. Because I have to wake up so early Monday morning. The only time, because my husband works Saturday nights, the only time we can go look at lights would be Sunday. And I have to wake up so early, and most of the good light displays are like a couple hours away. So it's like we can't really do that. So yeah, everything's, you know, it's not ideal, I guess I should say. But, you know, we try and do what we can, which really isn't much. And it seems like we're seeing each other less and less and less. So it's like, I don't know. It's hard. Like if you have opposite schedules or if you have a spouse who works like out of town, I'm sure you totally get where I'm coming from. Let's go in with, let's do the shade Balance, which is this pretty pinky shimmer shade right here. That just looks absolutely beautiful. But yeah, it's hard because like we can't really plan things. We can't really do functions. We can't, you know, everything just kind of has to be on the couple hours that we really have together Sunday nights. And then Monday, by the time I get home from work, you know, depending on traffic, it's pretty late anyway. So by the time we get dinner done, like it's too late to even go out and do anything then too. So we have like Monday and Tuesday nights together, and sometimes he goes to hang out with his friends, and so sometimes then he gets home a little late. Like he gets home later because he's off that day, and or you know, Monday or Tuesday. So yeah, it's hard, like us trying to get to do things that we enjoy together. It doesn't really happen. So yeah, that's our life. It's how things go. It's whatever. It's life. The older I get, the more I realize well, let me phrase this. Some people end up getting that, like, you know, that perfect life, or not perfect, but, you know, a more ideal life. And I don't think my husband and I are ever gonna have that. So it's just make the best of what you can. And yeah, it is what it is. All right, so that is a really, really pretty shimmer shade. It actually doesn't look as pink when it's on the eye. It just looks more champagne-y, which is crazy because when I look at it in the palette, it totally looks more pink, but it's beautiful. I like it. Now let's do that lower lash line. You guys, I don't know why. I feel like my camera is like, at first I was pointing it down too low, and then I pointed it up a little more. Like, this is something my husband usually does. Because like he can be behind the camera and see how things look, but like I don't have that luxury, so I just feel like I'm off. But hopefully it's not that bad. It's just like I keep feeling like I'm not trying to like bend down really low. Like I have to bend down a little bit, and I feel like, I don't know, just something is off. I just can't really put my finger on it yet. Okay, let's go in for that lower lash line. Let's go in with the shade Perfect Harmony, which is the shade right here. And then for the lower inner corner highlight, Let's go with the shade Total Angel, which is the shade right here. Also, in other news, because I decided to take a couple days off, we just had to have a heat wave, so it's like gonna be almost 80 degrees today and tomorrow, and then Wednesday it is gonna be in the 80s. Thank you, Mother Nature, for that. Yeah, I'm not, like, anything over like 75 degrees is too much for me. Like, y'all know, I am that, give me 50 degrees, 50s, low 60s. Let me wear my hoodie and be happy. Like, that's all it takes. All right, now for the other eye. Let's start off with the shade Protection, which is the shade right here. These are just absolutely beautiful. Like, I'm really enjoying this palette. I feel like I'm starting to sweat. It's like the beginning of November, so it should be like nice and cool, and here I am trying to film, and I'm sweating. I can see it on my upper lip. Oh. Yeah, I'm sweating and getting my base destroyed, which I didn't think I was gonna have to do again until like April or May, so here we are. Mother Nature pulling another one on me. But I do have to say, like, Saturday was absolutely perfect. I drove about 2 hours to a little nature area, walked about 3 miles, took some photos. It was phenomenal. Like, that's what I live for. So I can't really complain. I mean, I do wish it was a little cooler the next few days that I'm off, because I only have a couple vacation days left, but whatever. It is what it is. Now let's take the shade Right Path, which is that one right there. It's just so crazy, because I remember like being younger, and once it was like the end of September, it was like cold, and now, I mean, we're having heat waves well into November. And it did not used to be like that. It's just crazy how much has changed. Okay, so glitter glue, you know. Now, let's go with the shade Major Change, which is that shade right there. It just looks really, really pretty. Also, you guys, I do have to say, I feel like both of these looks would be perfect, because I know, like, with the holiday parties coming up, perfect holiday party looks. It's simple, it's elegant, just very, very, very pretty. It doesn't take a long time to do. I mean, if you're not talking like me, you could probably do these looks in well under 10 minutes. Yeah, I think these are just perfect. I love like the smoky outer portion of the eye, and then just with some shimmer. That's just one of my favorite looks to do. If you've been here, you know that. And again, it's something that's easy, you know. I'm definitely not the most skilled person when it comes to doing makeup, so I like to show you guys that you can come up with like a cute look, and it doesn't take a lot to do. Don't be scared. If I can do it, anyone can do it, trust me. All right, so I think I'm gonna go with that same color for the lower lash line, Perfect Harmony, which is right here. right, you guys. And then I'm just going to do with that same lower inner corner highlight, which is the shade Total Angel. I can hear someone's car alarm going off. All right, guys. I'm gonna go put on my mascara and I'll be right back. All right, you guys, so I am back and these are the finished looks. And there's not a lot of difference in these two looks. But they're both beautiful, fun. I think they'd be great, like I said, like holiday party looks. It's easy. And on my lips, I love these so much. The Moira Lip Divine liquid lipstick, and this is the shade Sugar and Spice. Just absolutely adore these lippies. I cannot get enough of them. I have several. And then my blush, it's the L'Oreal Paris Blush Please Shimmering Blush in the shade Blushing in Riviera. And this is just absolutely beautiful. It's a glowy blush, which I absolutely adore glowy blushes, so I love this. And then the palette was the ColourPop 1111 palette. And again, here's the inside of this beautiful palette. Just very nudie tones. They're beautiful. Again, classic everyday eyeshadow palette. So, 'tis it for today's video. If I ever get my Juvia's Place Afro Galactic palette, you guys, I'll be filming with that as soon as I can. I'm hoping it'll arrive someday this week, but the post office, you know, as I was mentioning earlier, they got me a little worried about that one. I've never had something so many times go to the regional post office, say it's departed, and then it arrived again. That's just not normal, so I'm not sure what's going to happen, but hopefully it arrives sometime. I had a bunch of e.l.f. points that were expiring, so I placed an e.l.f. order. I got some of their newer palettes. They're like $10. And yeah, I think that's the star of my order from that. So do some looks with those, try those out, see how they are. And yeah, that is it, you guys. My Nightmare on Elm Street stuff, I haven't gotten a notification that it's shipped yet, so it'll probably be a couple weeks before I get to film with that. But yeah, and then I do have that NYX holiday palette, the flamingo one, so I'll film with that sometime soon. So got lots of good stuff coming your way. Thank you all so much for supporting my channel. Subscribe if you're not already subscribed. Give this video a thumbs up, and just remember that you are loved, you're amazing, and I hope you all have a wonderful day, night, morning, evening, whatever it is, wherever you are, and I'll see y'all in the next one.